Most people just want a computer that turns on, looks clean on their desk, and doesn't fight them when they have 10 browser tabs open. That is exactly where this Lenovo machine lands. It is not trying to be a powerhouse for 3D rendering or high-end gaming, but for the average home office or student setup, it hits a sweet spot that is surprisingly hard to find. The first thing that strikes you is how much space you get back. Since everything is tucked behind that 24-inch screen, you are left with a clean, minimalist workspace that feels much more organized than a traditional tower setup. The display itself is actually quite nice. It is bright enough for a well-lit room, and the colors look punchy enough that you won't feel like you are staring at a washed-out screen during a long video call. Speaking of calls, the integrated camera and speakers are perfectly fine for meetings, though if you are a music lover, you will definitely want to plug in some external speakers or headphones. Now, here is the real secret to why this thing feels snappy. It is not just the processor, it is the 16 gigabytes of RAM. A lot of budget-friendly machines try to get away with 8, which makes them feel sluggish after a year or two. By bumping that up, Lenovo has made sure this device can handle multitasking without breaking a sweat. You can have your email, a dozen tabs, and a document open simultaneously, and it just keeps moving along. The Intel N100 chip is a clever choice here. It is efficient, it stays cool, and it handles the daily grind of office work without needing a massive cooling fan that sounds like a jet engine. You will notice the difference when you are working in a quiet room. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that this is a fixed setup. You are getting a great, all-in-one package, but you aren't going to be swapping out graphics cards or upgrading the processor later on. It is a buy-it-and-use-it kind of machine. The port selection is actually pretty generous, with a mix of USB-C and standard USB-A ports, which is a relief because nobody wants to live the dongle life just to plug in a mouse or a thumb drive. It even has an HDMI out, so if you ever decide you need a second screen, you are covered. Honestly, for someone who just needs a reliable, clutter-free computer that handles the basics with grace, this is a solid pick. It is not flashy, but it does exactly what it promises, and sometimes that is exactly what you need.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.